No connection problems so far today. Perfect. Whoops, wrong picture. There we go. That's all sorted. Nothing's crooked. Awesome. Alright, so spawning is player number 1 today. We've got Taz as the blue Egyptian player. And right now he's just looking for a hunt. He's just managed to find it now. Fortunately, he took a bit of a bad angle at the start there, but I mean, he did manage to find some other resources in the meantime, so there's a bit of vision of all that. Player number 2 today is GameVideo113 as the red Babylonian, and he's going for an early barracks right now. So is Taz as well, marginally slower on that. Game Video actually opting to start knocking down the sheep. And he's gonna, oh, he managed. I think he was intending to just gather with it, but he's just made a bit of a misclick there. Anyway, he's found a second hunt. Taz, done the same. So the GameVideo scout's quite a bit lower actually, so you can't really afford to actually stop and take a fight against the wolves at this point. Taz's scout's still full health, so he can be a bit brave, dive in and grab sheep from in amongst wolves and that sort of thing, or clear them if they're right next to a hunt. So it's always good to try and minimise the amount of damage you take to them, and if you can avoid it, don't kill them at the first pack. You know, sometimes it's just unavoidable because they're always going to rally there. But if you don't mind slowing down your food economy, you can always kill them as well. So that is an option. Although, yeah, obviously it does sort of slow down your initial food gathering, but it does mean you can stay on the hunt longer and also get the benefit of not having your scout get so low, just because you can still have him tank it, of course. You don't necessarily want the villagers taking the damage. But it just means that you can keep him topped up to get a bit of a heavier scout of your opponent's base as well, without necessarily having to get healing ointment, and you can just throw away your scout later on. Anyway, Taz just pinched some sheep off Game Video, but he hasn't actually brought them back home yet, so Game Video can potentially grab those back. Meantime, there's a couple of spearmen out for both players, so won't be long before there's a bit of pressure applied here from one of them onto the other. I'm not sure who's going to push out, but Babylonian spears are higher value. The Egyptian ones, only 45 resources overall, with the Babylonian ones, they're actually 60, so they will just win 1-to-1 trades. Game Video pushing out with some of his spears now. Couple of sheep. Taz has just scouted and bring back home, but he still hasn't brought back these ones, which is a little bit unfortunate because he could really take advantage of that. He's be denying Game Video of some because he only had those two down there at the start. And I think Taz has already got 4 himself, so 6 himself really. So he's already a bit up in terms of the sheep count. Game Video spotting another hunt, so Taz is probably going to want to expand it there pretty soon. Well, I'm not sure if he's really seen another hunt. There's not really one down there. There's a couple over there actually. So it will be either his second or his third hunt probably. And, oh, this is not so good for Taz because he's attacking. He focuses down on the sheep, which isn't such a bad idea in a sense, because it means he can always come back and get this. And Game Video actually doesn't opt to punish the storehouse, because basically, having seen that, Game Video really could have looked at denying this, and then it means that Taz can't actually get all that food for a very long time. But it's interesting to see, yeah, Taz do it. Game Video actually backs out, but Taz is still opting to go for the berries for now anyway. So Game Video just backing up for now to defend at home. Taz pushing out, and this is smart, but I do think he could probably just have opted to actually stay there. So he's going to send a villager there for now, and I think he might actually look at allocating them all back. So he realizes, yeah, he can get away with still playing that greedy, I think. Oh no, start standing on the berries. just to be safe. The Game Video spears are still chasing his. They're not going to be able to win a fight here. They're going to have to keep on fleeing. Again, they are a bit squishy. 90 less health. 1 less damage, so it's not a good trade for the Egyptian Spearman. But Taz has his H2. Now, Game Video in the meanwhile has already had his and has got Spearman Champion on the way. So, very good upgrade because it's a lot of damage for the Spearman. But at the same time, Taz does have the option to go for the Axeman, but it means that the cavalry that is going to get out of the stables, they're going to have to be utilised very effectively. Lots of good micro, otherwise, yeah, they're going to run into their demise up against the Spearman. And I'll just check quickly. Other way. Anyway, Taz is a little bit behind Game Video in terms of score now. Game Video actually has enough stone to take his second town center, so he's going to look at doing that now. Taz has his stone as well, just getting the wood he needs. But there is a big push of Spearmen, and there is only a single Axeman here to defend so far. So 8 Spearmen are going to be able to do quite a bit of damage to this. Game Video takes a good fight, and I think he's going to be able to. Oh, here's the Spearmen that are coming back, but it's just not going to be enough until there's another couple of Axemen in the mix. There's a camel here, but yeah, there's another Axeman there, but the camel, the worst unit you could have against the Spearmen right now. But in saying that, if he gets another 2 or 3 of them, he can look at really applying a lot of raiding pressure. These gardens outside the town, well, on the edge of the town center fire. So you actually can snipe that one for free, basically. Distant second town center, really only being built by 2 villages at the moment. So if Taz catches this could really slow Game Video down, because even if he doesn't lose the town center, it's going to be a little while before he can actually finish it off. Saves both the villages in time, so it's pretty smart. Gathering together a bunch of villages here, so I think he's going to look at going for this again, trying to save it. Sorry if my mic was a little bit quiet. Anyway, so Taz is actually just about finished the town center. Game Video is going to lose it, I think. Game Video taking a quick age 3 in queue now. So, sorry, I'm just sort of mucking around with my sound. And pushing out into Taz's base, because he knows he needs to apply a bit of pressure here. Slow Taz down, because he's got his second town center in the meanwhile. Game Video, yeah, he's going to use age 3. Has defended successfully now. But yeah, he is a town center down after all that. So his economic lead that was once there is now gone, I think, because Taz, on even working count, does have that quicker second town center, even though Game Video had his started earlier, had the gardens already up on the way, and yeah, seemed to have a little bit better score. Things are sort of really evened out now with Taz sniping that down center. Let's turn down my sound slightly. Big amount of spears here for Game Video, so there's only 4 Axemen in the mix, so Game Video really just needs to get a couple of Lancers in the mix maybe to deal with that, or a couple of Bowmen if he wishes. There's Royal Guards coming out now, I forgot. Yeah, he's taking the age 3 actually, so he's rushed Royal Guards. This is a really interesting choice from Game Video. Stuck on 1 town center, only on 29 villages to Taz's 35 now. He's actually got the Royal Guards out in time, and he's getting some more eco-tech, so he's pushing out Pulsar. He really needs to defend these though, because all up, that's quite a lot of resources that's all worth, and between it, it's only 2,000 health, so the camels, with a good number, can cut through that quite quickly. Taz actually dancing around the gardens. I don't know why he's not opting to just push straight onto that outermost one there, just to see what Game Video does to react. But actually, in the same time, Ooh, he might be having a look here to see what's going on. He's just running some units through. And yeah, he's going to catch this expansion attempt. Again, so the second town centre of Game Video is going to be under a bit of pressure here, but because Taz only has camels here up against all these spearmen, he's going to have to try and work to chip away at the villagers, just to deny it as long as he can for now. So Taz forced to back off, but not before sniping a villager, so Game Video only with a couple building it, 3 of them instead of 6 to 8, which would be really ideal to get it out as quick as you can without jeopardizing your economy. Good number of gardens here for Game Video, so he's managed to just continually produce them. Actually, they're going to be a good economic boon for him. Down to 31 villages to 43. He has the second town centre on the way. Taz is in the age 2 and is working towards the age 3 now. Game Video does have the ecotech advantage, I believe. But Taz certainly has a lot of map control with these camels. So he's going to chip away at some houses here. A bit of damage to the villages. Up at the town centre, it's a Game Video forced to garrison. Saves the house and snipes the camel. And another, well, I mean, kills the camel. Doesn't really snipe it, but prevents Taz from sniping the house. And, oh, this ox cart is quite low. The camel, oh, is attacking all the spearmen. That's not good. He could have focused down that ox cart, and that would have been huge for Taz. Bit of a win over Game Video. Already behind on the overall economy, but not by a huge amount. Down in population a little bit. 49 villages to 38. This is a nice idea actually by Game Video. They only cost wood, the clay walls, until you actually get the upgrade to turn them into a stone-based wall. And yeah, it's going to mean that Game Video gets a fairly cost-effective defense for this, as long as these walls never get penetrated. His 6 original gardens are really the cheaper ones to produce, basically. Yeah, nice, safe and sound. He can then basically throw up a second set, probably over here somewhere, maybe even here, just to tuck him up against the houses. Fight going on now. Royal Guards in the mix. Up against the Axemen, who haven't got champion just yet. So Taz taken age 3, but Game Video pushes out before he gets the chance to get Axemen champ. So it's the ideal time for him to push, and it seems as though Taz just doesn't have enough here to defend at the moment. So Game Video has done a wonderful job at picking the perfect unit counter, despite being forced down to only the 1 town centre. So he's got his 3rd on the way. Taz, in the meanwhile, only on 2 town centres, but getting a fortress. Taz is fairly wicked at defense, so don't really matter just yet. He does still have an eco lead over Game Video, despite losing a huge force there. And Game Video looking to try and take another fight before the fortress goes up, because any little bit more of an advantage he can get here helps. He's still a little bit behind economically. 42 villages to 62, so Taz, worker production has been insane, but at the same time, going to be down a town centre. He does have a market out already though, so he's used that to his advantage, and Game Video hasn't got the last of his... Oh, actually, is 6 all he can produce in age 3? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's 3 in age, so the next 3 is going to get age 4. So he does have all his gardens, doesn't have a market on the way, but he does have that town centre still over Taz. We had to get the fortress to defend here, but as long as Game Video doesn't rally towards it, he can probably still force Taz to take a fight that's not that favourable just yet, because ideally Taz is probably going to want to get a couple of chariot archers as well as predominantly axemen with champion to really be able to take a fight versus Babylonian force, because I think straight up, if there's slight their spears, Game Video would just be able to walk straight over him with the Royal Guards. Nearly double the health pool of the Axemen, so without the champion, it's a fairly hard fight for the Axemen. A couple of camels here in the mix, but the Babylonian forces should just be able to take this fight, although that Royal Guard is going to go down, I think. Oh, Taz does save the camel, but doesn't get the Royal Guard. Loses a camel. 60 to 66 is the villager count now. So Game Video done a good job of playing catch up there, getting the market now. So really nice macro catch up there. Down by only 2 pop now, but Taz getting his armory upgrades on the way. He's already got his melee damage upgrade, getting his armor upgrade for Egypt, which is actually a double up. So it's going to be really beneficial for his ability to push into Game Video's composition, because it is still quite scary. He can't really utilize camels with this many spears out. The bears are an interesting choice, although it means that something can tank the fortress without really costing Game Video too much. But ideally he's probably going to want to get some cavalry of his own in the mix, or siege tower, or something of that nature, because Taz is going to be able to take this third town center here. This is a nice little triangle here. It's going to be very hard for Game Video to push him off his base here. So Game Video is going to have to attack the market, destroy all these houses here to really set him behind. Meanwhile, Taz is sort of going to have to look at doing the same. There's a market over here that's fairly easy to take out, but these houses and these armories situated right between the 2 town centers, production facilities just off to the side, and these gardens are actually walled off, so you'd need either range or siege to really get the damage over the wall, or get some units on there for long enough to cut through there. So smart choice by Game Video. He's walling up the rest of his base now, but he's already got the walls, so it's going to cost him stone now to get all them out, but he did save that initial stone on all of this. So how much would that add up to? Far out. Anyway, it'd be a reasonable amount anyway. So, and stone is a fair bit rarer than all the wood, obviously. So there is some more walls going down for Game Video. Going to try and protect that whole market line. Taz not having to wall up quite so much, given his base layout, but his market line isn't going to be so good if Game Video goes all the way to the back here, which he is. Taz has quite a bit of gold in the bank though. Another player maxed out. Taz actually still up by a fair bit of population though. Villager count is 80 to 83, so Game Video actually up by 3 villagers now. He's caught up, and Taz, meanwhile, third town center's out and is looking to push down Game Video's walls. Got some elephants in the mix. Axeman Champion's finished now. Fairly interesting comp we've got here. But I think because there's just not a high percentage of Royal Guards in this army, the Axeman Champion are actually going to be better off here. The Spearmen going straight on the War Elephants, which is nice to see, but at the same time, there just really isn't enough to stop all the Axeman Champion at the moment. Game Video was already down in terms of population, and just having a fairly mixed infantry composition with no real answer to the Axeman Champion that was going to be cost effective there was just tough for him, because once Champion kicks in, the Axemen, they're still weaker than the Royal Guards, but they're still a lot cheaper too. It's a 40 resource unit versus a 90 resource unit, so, and they do have area damage too, so when they stack up and the Babylonian has other infantry in the mix, which makes things even worse because there just isn't the front line of good damage. Yeah, Game Video does end up cleaning it all up, but Taz takes a really good fight there, I think. And he is pretty much already maxed out again with more War Elephants on the way, and this time there is only Royal Guards, so the War Elephants this time are going to make it hard for Game Video, who seems to have fallen behind a little bit on score. And even though he's got more walls up, in the meantime there's still that little hole there in the front of his base which he's eagerly trying to defend. Right now Taz maxed out. Game Video only on 110 population, so he's gone from being about 15 population behind in the previous fight to being down by about 60, so it's not looking so good for him now. Taz coming in with just Axeman Champion, and again he does get a nice surround here on Game Video's army, so he's getting a good amount of damage out, moving straight past and wrapping around Game Video, so this is just perfect for him. There's elephants in the back, and he's going to be able to take out some of this production before he is pushed out here. There is stables coming out though, so Game Video responding in kind, but I don't know if it's going to be enough, and a bit unfortunate with the placement there. He probably could have squeezed him out back up here somewhere. And now he's not going to be able to get the chance to get out Lances to deal with the Axeman. GG is called. And well played, guys. That was a nice game. So Taz with some really, really nice snipes to the town center there, and then delaying it the second time. And GameVideo with some nice fights when he moved out initially. But just towards the end there, I think he just got stuck on that all infantry composition. And it just wasn't enough to deal with what Taz was going to throw at him with the Axeman Champion and the War Elephants. Especially when GameVideo forced out all those Royal Guards while behind on economy. And that was it. GG, well played, guys. So not a huge disparity in the gathering. 85 villages to 85 in the end. So even total work count. And well played. We'll go to game 2. I'll just put that there.